Good evening. This is Cooper, J. Cooper, Benjamin J. Cooper. How are you going? So, I'd like to talk about how these singers and these rock stars, how many of these songs they actually wrote. As a songwriter myself, I can tell you, usually it's very little, but they're getting paid for a voice, like they are a voice. They are not like the talent behind the actual songs. They are the performers behind the songs. So, like for example, Elvis has actually written maybe 8 songs out of 200 songs. The rest of the songs he has paid African musicians about between $5 to $35. Some as high as 100, I believe, from what I've read. And they'd already performed them as well. But back in those times, African performers weren't really allowed or really paid too much attention to by the white community. And also, like the monkeys have written very, very little, if any, songs at all. So they've all been performing songs from somebody else. So there is somebody else who has been paid or not paid. I do know Elvis paid for his songs, mostly. I have heard rumors of Elvis stealing songs and fighting with people like knife fights for songs with Africans and drunk pubs and things, or drunk bars, but I don't really have any proof of that, but I did have proof that Elvis has paid for the songs he's got. So that leads me to other people who steal songs, like Benny Rotundi, who stole my song Watch Your Back and didn't ask my permission. I just let him listen to it and say, you can use it, but I didn't say you can use it and claim royalties or claim you wrote it. Because you have to pay me, I'm the writer. The writer gets 50% of all proceeds minimum, plus his name has to be on the article and get all the royalties of any covers. Of course, I can perform all of those songs myself. I mean, I can sing better than Benny Rotundi. I can sing better than Adam Lambert. Adam Lambert's just a piece of hair with a guitar. Put a wig on it and a guitar on it and call it a gay, and that's Adam Lambert. So Adam Lambert has basically done the same thing. We were friends, more friendly than Benny Rotundi, and Adam Lambert and Benny Rotundi decided to come to my house. Benny Rotundi just broke into the back of my backyard and tried to threaten me for a song. Adam Lambert was a nice person. He came to talk to me at my house at Indooroopilly in Brisbane when I was 19 to 23. When I was 23, I'd finished writing most of the songs, and Adam Lambert and I discussed it. And we had decided, fine, Adam Lambert can write some of the music for the songs that I've written. I'd written like 50% of the melodies for all of the songs. But I hadn't done any of the guitar notes yet, so Adam Lambert had started to do some of the guitar notes, and I liked what he'd done as an intermediate guitarist at the time, and myself as a bass guitarist and drummer. I liked what he's done. And I met Adam Lambert's boyfriend, who was the electric guitarist for the band from Finland, who works on radio out there, and I liked them, the people they were fine. And I had told Adam Lambert I decided to make it like an Elvis kind of theme, because I've been writing songs that are relating to a broken up relationship with myself and Onyx Noack, but also some other problems I was going through with my family and different events, but also related to some 1970s themes. So a lot of songs I wrote, Adam Lambert has no idea what they mean. He has no idea because he stole them and put his name on it saying that he's written it. So, but I'd actually originally got the record contract with somebody from Finland that Adam Lambert knew as well, and also knows some people who did the Lord of the Rings movies. And they'd asked me for $18,500 to do 2 albums, and I said fine. But my parents had refused to see me, threatened to break up with me if I go ahead with that, because our family had very little money at the time, and my parents had begun working offshore for a high salary. So they just left the country to work overseas as a civil engineer in Vietnam. So I was by myself, doing casual work at clubs as a security guard. Pretty boring stuff, but I didn't mind. It was just extra cash around writing songs and doing martial art training. And Adam was a nice person that came to my house and had a chat with me. He was a good person. I was also going for a very dark period in my life with spiritual attacks and different things going, as well as that breakup. So I had written over 50 songs in 1 year. Between 2002 and 2003, I wrote 50 songs. And Adam Lambert managed to get given my handwritten notes of a lot of songs, and I got the record contract approved for me. And I told my family they were going to break up with me if I do it, because they won't let me spend the money. The money's from my grandfather. He's a war veteran of 2 world wars. And I wasn't able to receive any more money from my family at the time. So it was my personal savings and all of my grandfather's savings they wanted. So it's about $40,000. They wanted $18,500 for 2 albums. And a further $12,500 again to record in Finland. Even though I'm Australian, we have music recording studios here, but there are a lot less studios. Back then. There was maybe like 4 to 8 music studios in the whole of Australia back then. So I'd accepted. My parents had refused. So I called my mum several times. She still refused. So I had enough for the first 2 albums. I had 20,000 about. But the other album I didn't. I didn't have enough for the airline tickets to Finland or for touring on concerts. And I did know Adam Lambert's family had a lot of money from Parliament overseas or different things. So Adam Lambert's family got a lot of money, apparently. And I had met Adam Lambert's brother, who was working as a stunt person on Warner Brothers on the Gold Coast, driving the Batmobile and things like that. So what happened is I had said, I'm not going to be doing this right now because of my family. But if you want to sing the song, you can. But that did not mean that I'm not entitled to 50% of all proceeds as the writer. Or I hold the rights to sing the songs later on again in my name as well. So, for example, if I want to bring out the new version of a song, or if I want to come onto the band later when I'm ready, or if I want to wait till my parents come back to record another album and you can record the first one, for example. So what they've done is they've gone ahead, Adam Lambert's gone ahead and put 45 songs in his name that I wrote, with his input was about 2%, maybe 2 or 3 words on a couple of songs, maybe a total of 3 lines and like 6 words across 45 songs. That's it. And now he's won 2 Grammy Awards off my song. And he's also listed all of these songs as his songs that he wrote. So Adam Lambert is a complete phony and a fraud. And he owes him about $22.5 million as a writer for a start, plus royalties. It's about 800 penalty units, which is about 20 years in jail. And or it's like about $10 or $15 million in fines and payouts to me, like fines to the government and payouts to me. That's what he owes me. And then that leads me to someone else, as Post Malone. So 2014, I was living with my partner. She's a Malaysian. She's in Islam. She lived in Reservoir, Victoria with me before she went back overseas to have my son born overseas as a Malaysian. Not something I wanted her to do, staying over there, but that was her choice. But what happened is I've written 5